The internet alone, they tell us that about 4.5 or 4.6 billion people are connected to the internet. That's like individual devices. And look at the opportunity God gave us this past 2 weeks. Do you know what it is? Never in the history of this world have billions of people been holed up in their homes. Never in the history of this world. Billions of people. This is I can't imagine. I don't know how to tell you what an opportunity God has given us to preach the gospel to the whole world. What people thought was completely impossible became possible. Look at a single device. 15 people gathered. In certain places, 100, 200. All to one device. Then in various homes, one device. A whole family is gathered. A lady said, I've been trying to ask my son to listen to Pastor Chris. Says, my husband has been too busy to listen. My son too busy to listen. Said, but because of this lockdown, all of us have been listening to Pastor Chris every day. Think about it. The people who are listening, who probably would have never listened. They're hearing the word. We got responses from the Vatican. We got responses from Islamic countries. This has never happened in the world. It completely upends all data. What people thought was impossible. And maybe some are still thinking, this. How did they? We will never tell you our secrets. We won't tell you. Listen, if you don't know this, we have the largest network in the world. We have it. We have the largest network, distribution network in the world. But we will never tell you how. We'll never tell you how. So, the more you don't understand it, the better. Because we can't let Satan get into it and understand it. We will never tell him. See? But I'm telling you that, look, we are hidden, we are making progress. And that's why I tell, this is just for those who are Christians. Just so you know the progress that's being made in the kingdom of God. So that you can thank the Lord for what is happening. Yes, that's why I tell you, we're not trying to get numbers. We're not trying to impress anybody. Listen, even if you preach to 7 billion people, if your life is not going in the right direction, it makes no sense. What shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So, if we're preaching to a lot of people and we're not doing the right thing in the presence of God, it makes no sense, makes no difference. So the reason we tell you these numbers is just for those of you who are concerned about world evangelism, so that you know where we are and to pray more. For what I've seen now is so much less than half. I thought we were about to hit half of it, but the thing is increasing so fast too. So I'm thinking we have to set our sights on 5 billion people by God's special grace. 5 billion. 5 billion. Manto cross kebra dilagragos. By the power of the Spirit of God. And it shall be done.
Amen.
I tell you this. It's just to let us know how close the coming is. How close. We're in the last days. Jesus said people are going to just continue with their life until suddenly we are taken out of this world. It says, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, they were eating and drinking. In the days of Lot, it says they were building, they were trading, they were doing all kinds of things until the day that Lot entered into the ark. The day that Lot went out of Sodom, not ark. The day that Lot went out of Sodom, he was delivered from Sodom because judgment was coming to Sodom. And once Lot was out, the judgment began. And that's what's going to happen with this world. I told you Revelations chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 deals with the church still in the earth. But from Revelation chapter 4, we see the church in heaven. Meaning that from chapter 4, the rapture has taken place. And then he tells you about several things happening in heaven. You come to chapter 6, the judgment starts in the earth. Maybe I'll read some of it to you so you understand some of the things that are going to happen in this earth.